It was a dominant first half for the Green Bay Packers, and they hold on to get a 30-13 victory in Seattle against the Seahawks, improving to 10-4 on the season. I'm Dominique Yates, joined by longtime columnist Pete Dougherty. Pete, I guess, what do you make of this game? It's kind of a tale of two halves, but what did you kind of see from Green Bay in this matchup?
They came out so strong. It looked like it was going to be one of their, like performances like late last season. And then, the offense just kind of went dormant in the second half. And what throws the whole thing askew is, the quarterback gets hurt. Smith goes down, and Sam Howell was just overwhelmed by the whole thing, by the pass rush and the Sky's coverages and all that. He's holding the ball. So, you don't want to take too much from it. The thing that jumped out to me was, Edgerrin Cooper makes a difference. So, a little juice to the pass rush, some speed and coverage. He makes a difference. They missed him while he was out with that hamstring injury. So if you're, people who are looking for things that could give the defense that little extra juice over the next, 3 weeks of the regular season, plus however many playoff games, that's one place to look. Devontae Wyatt had that explosive spin move. But, the 7 sacks, they had 9. What was it, 9? Did they have 9 or 8 against Tennessee?
Titans,
yeah. But that was against a quarterback who was a little overwhelmed too. So you don't want to take too much from this because things get a lot tougher against even the Sam Darnolds of the world, let alone, the top quarterbacks they could end up seeing in the postseason.
You talked about the return of Edgerrin Cooper. Another big return was Romeo Doubs. Had 2 touchdowns, and, both of them were very impressive in their own right. One, he dragged the guy into the end zone. Another one managed to stay in bounds. Just, what does he add to this offense when he is playing like that?
Yeah, they don't have a super stud receiver, the kind who draws just a ton of coverage and makes plays that nobody else can make and draws extra coverage, which makes everybody else better too. So they got to kind of do it by committee and by finding the best matchup and having 3 good receivers on the field at all times. And so to see him, if he can make plays like that, that they need to have that from across the board rather than having a Justin Jefferson who makes everybody better. They don't have that. But between him and Watson starting to make some plays downfield now, there were signs of life in the passing game, and Josh Jacobs got a really good workout tonight too.
Yeah, I was about after 10 days of rest. That's what happens when you see Josh Jacobs. But another guy, it's only fitting we talk about, without question, playing his best football is Jordan Love. He's healthy. He had a very, just clean game. Just, again, when he's playing like this as well, it adds to the offense. And would you say he's starting to look a little bit like that guy from last year?
Yeah, for parts of the game, for sure. There was a couple throws on the run where I thought he threw better on those last year, but, they're really tough throws. Like the Watson one, they got the DPI, but he underthrew it pretty badly. But I think the big thing with him is so that's 1 interception now. How many games have they played since the bye? Is this 4 games? I think
4 or 5.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5. He's thrown 1 interception in those games after having, I think it was 11 up to that point. So that was the big thing, and now he's starting to make some plays. So maybe he'll find that sweet spot between what risks you can and can't take. Not throwing the interceptions, but still making plays that make a difference because. If they play at Detroit or Philadelphia in the playoffs, what was that Detroit score, 48-42 or something like that, that they lost? You got to rack up a lot of points to beat Detroit or Philadelphia. So they're going to need Jordan Love to be really sharp and really good.
That's true. It is fascinating. The Packers scored 30 points but still left a lot of points out on the field. But at the end of the day, like I said, they are 10-4. And next Monday, the New Orleans Saints head to Lambeau Field. And the Packers, again, one step closer to getting to the playoffs and, again, getting a win here in Seattle. For Pete Dougherty, I'm Dominique Yates.